Hello everybody and welcome to a follow-up video on Hawken, a free-to-play war mech game that I showcased last week. It being a free-to-play game, at first I wasn't sure how leveling will be achieved, whether it will have to be purchased by real currency or just regular in-game leveling up. After playing this game for a little bit, I found out that you do not have to use real money in order to get other war mechs in the game. As you advance through the levels and earn the in-game currency, the so-called Hawken credits, you will be able to use those later on to buy new war mechs. And at the same time, you can use your real money to buy the Meteor credits, which can be used to spend on unlocking things that are not available to your level yet, or purchasing certain cosmetic changes to your war mech. At the very least, this is how the credit system works at the time of making of this video. As I started leveling up, I started thinking about getting a new war mech, and currently you're able to test drive your war mech before making the final purchasing decision. That is, you can play using the war mech you don't have, but you won't be getting any stats for it. Now, the three test drivable war mechs available to me are the Raider, the Berserker and the Grenadier. Each one of them has their own unique abilities. The Raider's ability is to increase its movement speed for a short time and being able to fire while being boosted. It has a flat cannon for close range combat very similar to a shotgun and a dual mode grenade launcher. The Berserker's special ability is to increase the damage output of all of its weapons. It comes equipped with a submachine gun with a very high rate of fire and an RPG launcher. Finally, the Grenadier is able to turn itself into a makeshift turret with an increased weapon damage and an explosion radius of its grenades. Its equipment includes two types of grenade launchers for close and mid-range combat. Now, aside from these three, there's many more other mechs available for purchase. They are divided into 6 different categories, with each offering unique gameplay. So let's go try the Raider out. Right off the bat, I noticed that the fuel consumption is a lot higher for this war mech compared to the Recruit, and surprisingly it had a little bit less armor as well. The flat cannon is definitely useless for long-range combat, but in close quarters it does really well. Even with the special ability of increased movement speed, I found myself not being able to get away from my enemies fast enough. But it is definitely fun being able to chase them down. The next war mech I tried was the Berserker, and I definitely had lots of fun piloting it. It is the least armored war mech of all that I've seen so far, but it seems to be the fastest as well. It is very maneuverable, making it easier to outflank your enemy or get away from incoming fire if things get way too tough. And the special ability to increase the damage output of all your guns comes in very handy. It definitely helped me get the upper hand in quite a few tough situations and close calls. For one reason or another, it seemed to fit my playstyle quite well. I even managed to get the top spot on my team for that match. Finally, the last war mech that I test drove was the Grenadier. Sadly, despite of its awesome and menacing looks, I've had the worst luck with it. It may be that the map that I was playing was more suited for long-range guns as opposed to grenades, but I had lots of trouble actually hitting my enemies. The Grenadier is very well armored, but at the same time, without being able to damage the enemies, I couldn't survive for long. Aside from that, the turret mode is actually quite a lot of fun. You are able to lock down the area and lay down suppressing fire. But be careful not to let the enemies behind you, because that is the weak spot of the Grenadier in the turret mode. Of all the 3 mechs that I tried, I personally really liked the Berserker, so I'll be aiming to get that bot. But until then, I'll just keep playing with my Recruit war mech. Thank you for watching and I hope you have fun playing this game.